Chosen ones' jaws dropping because of your relationship with God. They wish they never. It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. Gather your soul's resolve and brace yourself for a seismic shift that will leave those who doubted you reeling in astonishment. You, dear chosen one, have been walking a path of unbreakable faith, forging a bond with God that defies all human logic. Now the time has come for your destiny to be revealed in ways you never thought possible, shining so brightly that it sears through the illusions of every naysayer. Their jaws are dropping for a reason, and it's not just your newfound grace, it's the unstoppable power your divine relationship has unleashed. If your heart flares with the urgency of this call, like this video, subscribe and comment 77 feet below to declare you're ready for the next wave of revelation that's about to overturn every limit you once believed in. Chapter 1. A door you once feared is about to open. Look back on your life and see if there wasn't always a threshold you hesitated to cross. A door that symbolized everything you aspired to be, yet doubted you could achieve. It stood there quietly, intimidating you with its silent promise of transformation. Perhaps you felt unworthy, or maybe a chorus of skeptics pressed their doubts upon you. But now this door, which once seemed guarded by formidable forces, has begun to crack open. A holy wind stirs through, beckoning you forward with the sweet aroma of destiny. You are not imagining it, chosen one. This is the real moment of truth. You feel that subtle hum deep within your core, like a warrior hearing distant battle drums. Something beyond the mundane calls out, urging you to drop every excuse and face whatever stands between you and your rightful ascension. Yes, it might be terrifying, especially when you've grown accustomed to your smaller circle of comfort. But this door wouldn't be opening if you weren't ready for what lies beyond. People around you notice your shift, even if they can't put it into words. There's a glimmer in your eye, an unspoken confidence, and it rattles them. Some are intrigued, others are jealous. Still more may be supportive, but uncertain of how best to encourage you. None of that stops the door from opening further, nor can it silence the call of God that echoes through every fiber of your being. Because once the door starts to move, there's no halting it. Your choice is simple. Step through or remain behind, trapped in a life too small for the spirit stirring inside. Perhaps you recall a time when your faith in God felt fragile, tested by heartbreak or disappointment. Now, though, that faith is weaponized. It courses through your veins with unstoppable vigor, forging a link between you and the divine so tight it's almost tangible. The door senses it, the universe senses it, and those who used to dismiss your conviction sense it too. Their jaws drop because you are no longer at the mercy of life's storms. You stand at the helm, guided by a power that dwarfs every mortal attempt to confine you. So gather your courage, dear chosen one. Accept that a door once feared is not a door to dread, but a portal into the fullness of who you were designed to be. The illusions that kept you locked out have dissolved, replaced by the unstoppable synergy of your trust in God and the unwavering call of your own soul. Push it fully open and walk through as if you've owned that space forever, because you have. This is your promised territory, yours to claim, explore, and thrive within. Let the watchers stare. Let the tongues wag. A new realm emerges at your feet, and only you hold the key to step inside without hesitation. Chapter 2. The light that exposes every doubt. The moment you decide to cross that threshold, a fierce illumination pours in. It's not the gentle glow of a candle. This light is more akin to a roaring sunrise that dispels every lurking shadow in an instant. The doubts you carried like concealed burdens flare up, protesting that you're not qualified, that your illusions of grace and favor are self-made fantasies. But the brilliance of divine clarity won't leave space for such illusions. Each doubt stands naked, forced to face the truth. Your bond with God is no passing whim. It's a cosmic pact that redefines everything. You might flinch, feeling exposed under such brightness. This is the raw confrontation between your old limitations and the unstoppable potential you are finally unleashing. You see past the illusions of not enough, the whispered lies of cynics, and the chains of generational curses that once convinced you your destiny was limited. God's presence roars behind you, a force that dwarfs any worldly attempt to diminish you. And when that unstoppable power stands guard, how can fear thrive? Watch, though, how some individuals recall they glimpsed the fragment of your power before, but only now fully lit by grace. Do they realize the extent of it? Jaws drop, yes, but also hearts quake. For those who tried to sabotage or belittle you, the sting of regret is immediate. They sense a shift in the air, as if your elevation has cosmic endorsement. They might scramble to appease you, to make amends, or to chain themselves to your rising star. Yet the choice remains yours. Who do you carry forward, and who must you leave to grapple with their own conscience? In the face of all this attention, stay guarded. The light that exposes your doubts also reveals the motives of those around you. Some come out of pure admiration, dazzled by the unstoppable synergy they can sense. Others see an angle, a way to exploit your blossoming radiance for their gain. This is the double-edged sword of brilliance. It guides true allies, yet also attracts opportunists like moths to a flame. However, armed with discernment, you have little to fear. The same clarity that purges your doubts also unmasks the deception in others. Meanwhile, your inner voice, the whisper of the divine, might intensify. It reminds you that the chosen path demands humility, even amidst your rising confidence. You're not meant to flaunt your power with hubris, but to steward it with love. This delicate balance, showcasing unstoppable might, yet humbly giving credit to the greater plan, is the hallmark of one who has truly awakened. Doubts fade to dust because they are no match for a purpose that hums with the weight of your covenant with God. So let that light shine. Let it burn away every question of your worth, your capacity, your readiness. Stand in the center of its unwavering beam, unashamed of your transformation, unafraid of the road still ahead. Each day from now on unfolds under a new brilliance that neither you nor those watching can deny. The illusions that stifled you have nowhere to hide. You are free to rise higher, and the cosmos itself nods in approval, having illuminated the path you're meant to tread. Chapter 3. The confidence that floors the crowd with your doubts incinerated by the divine glare, an unexpected transformation settles in. You walk with a prowess that leaves spectators speechless. It's not arrogance or showmanship. It's the quiet thunder of someone who knows their communion with God transcends mere labels. You might catch strangers throwing you second glances, or acquaintances stepping gingerly around you, as though they can't decide whether to stand in awe or keep their distance. Their jaws hang loose, and all they can do is watch how your new confidence lights up every space you inhabit. This shift in your aura didn't come overnight. It's the product of internal battles you fought in secret, of nights you prayed for clarity when despair threatened to drown your spirit. Each tear you shed was alchemy, turning pain into resilience. Now that resilience adorns you like a crown, silently declaring that small living no longer suits you. It can't. The horizon you see is too immense. The call of your destiny too poignant. Inevitably, there are those who recall your old self, the one who walked timidly through life. They might even try to remind you of your past mistakes or insecurities, as if that could reclaim the hold they once had. But your gaze no longer falters at those recollections. Instead, you stand unwavering, a testament to what it looks like when someone breaks the shackles of the opinions that once shaped them. You realize it's not your duty to prove you've changed. Your mere presence does the talking. In parallel, you find supporters who celebrate this newfound boldness. Their eyes shine with pride, eager to join you in forging a brighter future. They see that you're not merely content to exist. You are compelled to live, to thrive, to turn every second into a statement of unstoppable belief. These are your tribe, the ones who find their own courage amplified by your aura. You bring each other to higher ground, each meeting a powerful synergy that multiplies faith and dissolves cynicism. Still, your blossoming confidence can feel like walking on an ice edge. One misstep, and it might bleed into self-righteousness, an easy trap for anyone riding a wave of spiritual success. The remedy lies in frequent re-entering, remembering that without your bond with the divine, you'd be just another voice in the wind. Let gratitude be the anchor that keeps you tethered to humility, even as you relish the intensity of your ascension. You remain grateful to the source of your evolution, acknowledging that all glory traces back to that unbreakable link. The crowd, formed by your conviction, either stands to learn or recedes. And in either, neither outcome beats you. You are no longer anxious about universal acceptance. This existence is no popularity contest. It's a pilgrimage that demands unshakable authenticity. So you lift your chin, an electric current humming in your veins, and continue forward. Each footstep is a silent vow. I walk for something bigger than me, and I walk with God by my side. That vow is etched into your posture, your tone, even your silence. And it's precisely why jaws can't help but drop when you pass. Chapter 4. The Backfire on Those Who Opposed You. By now, the watchers have realized this ascension of yours is neither a passing phase nor a mere stroke of luck. It's a foundational shift, rooted in a divine connection too potent to be dismissed. Those who once sneered at your faith or tried to undermine your resolve now find themselves in the spotlight of cosmic justice. They may have rolled their eyes at your unwavering belief, or worse, actively conspired to derail you. But what they never accounted for was the unstoppable synergy unleashed when you and God stand in alignment. This moment of reckoning is not about revenge, it's about balance. The universe corrects imbalances like a watershed responding to pressure. When individuals act out of malice towards someone cloaked in divine favor, that negativity boomerangs back. For a while, you might have wondered if their insults or sabotage had any effect. But now you see the outcome. Their own web of manipulations has ensnared them. Jaws drop not just in awe of your growth, but in shock at the swift karmic consequences they now face. You find yourself witnessing a kind of poetic justice. The energies once hurled at you return to sender tenfold. Those who laughed at your discipline or ridiculed your devotion scramble for cover as a cosmic mirror exposes their hypocrisy. They might grumble or blame fate, but you understand that they're reaping seeds they sowed. Part of you might feel inclined to pity them, yet you realize this is an essential part of their journey, a harsh lesson in respecting forces beyond human manipulation. And though you see the downfall, you remain strangely calm. Your role isn't to gloat or to revel in their misfortune. You're on a mission that transcends petty vendettas. So you bow your head in quiet respect, empathizing with the harsh wake-up call they've received. In some cases, they may eventually pivot, seeking the path of humility. If so, you stand ready to show compassion. But if they cling to bitterness, you press on, unencumbered. Their resentment cannot stall your upward march. Meanwhile, those who once hovered in the background, uncertain of whether to side with you or your detractors, now see everything in sharp relief. Their indecision crumbles under the spectacle of undeniable results. Freed from illusions, many gravitate toward your energy, craving the clarity and peace that emanate from your unshakable bond with God. As your circle strengthens with these awakened souls, you realize the adversity, bizarrely enough, has sculpted an even better support system around you. This pivot, this grand backfire, cements one iron law. You and God form a tandem force, unstoppable by mortal schemes. Those who pit themselves against it might wage battles of cunning or sabotage, but they're playing checkers on a chessboard they barely comprehend. The final result is preordained. Love and truth rise, illusions fail. With that understanding firmly rooted in your soul, you can't help but feel gratitude for every challenge endured, for each misstep others took trying to sabotage you. In the end, they only propelled you higher, making your unstoppable synergy with the divine all the more visible and all the more triumphant. Chapter 5. Intimacy with the Divine. Having witnessed both the triumph of your unbreakable faith and the downfall of those who challenged it, you stand on the threshold of deeper intimacy with God. It's a space where you realize that your once casual prayers have transformed into an ongoing dialogue, a heart-to-heart that vibrates through every cell of your being. The beauty is indescribable. No longer do you sense the divine as a distant external force. You feel it as an echo in your spirit, as immediate as your own pulse. This closeness manifests in the subtlest details of your daily life. A small sign in nature speaks volumes to you, or a fleeting gut instinct steers you from disaster at the 11th hour. Your bond with the infinite is not just a belief system, it's an immersive reality. The more you surrender to it, the more your worldview expands beyond ordinary constraints. You become both anchor and sail, rooted in divine truth, yet free to navigate uncharted waters without fear. Ironically, this deeper intimacy can be challenging to articulate, even to those who revere you. They may see your calm glow, but only you feel the constant embrace of an unseen hand guiding your steps. Some might question if it's all in your imagination. Others might envy it, longing for that same abiding presence, but unsure how to cultivate it. You, however, walk confidently within this living mystery, reminded with each breath that God is neither a concept nor a character from ancient texts, but a living reality entwined with your journey. In this communion, your prayer life morphs into something dynamic, where once you recited memorized lines, you now pour out raw emotions and unfiltered thoughts. You expect answers, and they come, sometimes as surges of insight, sometimes as improbable synchronicities that rearrange your path. The boundary between the spiritual and the mundane dissolves, revealing that every moment is, in fact, a sacred opportunity to experience the divine's closeness. This intimacy also brings responsibility. Knowing you are guided so directly by God means you can't claim ignorance when making choices that affect others. The moral compass you once relied on intensifies, pushing you to walk a finer line in your relationships, your vocation, and even your internal dialogues. You find yourself reviewing each action for authenticity, asking if it reflects the standard of love and wisdom your union with the divine demands. It's not a rigid rulebook, but a living aspiration to mirror God's grace in every interaction, large or small. As you nurture this bond, you unearth the paradox. The deeper your personal unity with God becomes, the more you feel connected to all of creation. The judgments and biases that once separated you from others fade, replaced by compassion for the common struggles binding human hearts. You see yourself in them in you, and God in everything. This vantage not only deepens your sense of purpose, but cements your unstoppable synergy with a love so profound it humbles even the mightiest delusions. The world with all its chaos still stands, but you walk through it cloaked in a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that blossoms only from intimacy with God's own heart. Chapter 6. Preparing for the unimaginable. With intimacy established in your unshakable relationship with God glowing like a beacon, a sense of mounting anticipation takes hold. You recognize that everything up to this point, every heartbreak, every confrontation, every surge of miraculous resilience, has been training for something larger. Even now, the edges of your consciousness tingle with the possibility that you're on the brink of a monumental shift. The future looms not as a distant horizon, but as a living force, pressing you gently forward, whispering, "You have no idea what is await." This anticipation isn't anxious dread. It's a vibrant expectancy. You sense the tapestry being woven behind the scenes, each thread signifying a connection or a resource you'll need. The signals intensify, random moments of déjà vu, uncanny confirmations when you talk to strangers, or an unexpected sense of emotional readiness for a challenge you've never faced. It's as if the universe is staging a surprise party for your destiny, leaving cryptic hints in your path. Yet as exhilarating as this feels, it also invites humility. God's plans have a track record of defying linear logic. You might be nudged to pivot in your career, relocate suddenly, or involve yourself in a cause you'd barely considered. In the human sense, it may appear like a detour. In the divine sense, it aligns with a grand design that your limited foresight can't fully grasp. The best you can do is remain alert, heart open to the slightest stirring that says, "Go here now, speak then, now stand firm, this instant." The jaws drop once more, this time among those who had pegged you as complacent or static. They see you seamlessly pivot, adapt, and conquer. How is that even possible, they wonder. The answer is your synergy with God, which gives you an almost preternatural sense of timing and direction. Doors that can't be fathomed appear before you, not because you're manipulative or special by ego's standard, but because you're locked into a flow orchestrated by a higher wisdom. This is the point where you must anchor your mind against the tide of external opinions. Well-meaning voices might advise caution or suggest half measures, but if your soul feels called to leap, it trusts the call. Others might proclaim it reckless, but you know your instructions come from a plane above mortal second-guessing. Courage and clarity fuse into an unstoppable impetus, compelling you to break new ground exactly when it feels most daunting. As you brace for the unimaginable, you might also feel a creeping nostalgia for the simpler days when your mission wasn't so grand, when your role wasn't so public. That's natural, but there's no going back now. Your once silent potential has awakened. The world has glimpsed your communion with God, and you realize it's far bigger than just you. It's about demonstrating to all who observe that faith and action, fused together, can achieve marvels beyond known. Boundaries, so you prepare inwardly with the prayer, grounding, reflection. Quietly, you affirm that no matter what shape God's plan takes, you will not falter. The unimaginable no longer seems terrifying. It feels like destiny unfolding. Each day stands as a testament that you are not merely a bystander, but an active participant in a cosmic story. And while you don't know every detail, you trust the director who wrote your role long before you stepped on the stage. Chapter 7. The stage is set for your next testimony. The hush before the grand act lengthens. It's as if the cosmos itself holds its breath in anticipation of your next move, your next declaration of faith, your next leap into the unknown. You stand in a realm where boundaries blur, where your unwavering relationship with God merges seamlessly with your unstoppable forward momentum. No longer bound by earthly constraints, you sense that each step you take resonates through unseen dimensions, weaving a tapestry that transcends mortal comprehension. A strange calm envelops you, though excitement churns just beneath. Others sense it too. They might call it an aura, a glow, or an otherworldly calm. It's the stillness of one who has cast aside trivial doubts and anchored themselves in eternal assurance. You're not naive. You know storms will come, critics will chatter, and illusions will attempt to reassert themselves. But the ground beneath your feet feels more real than anything you ever knew in your former life. This is your new normal, remaining attuned to a divine frequency that outmaneuvers every trap the world might set. With your ears trained on God's voice, you can't be swayed by lesser calls for compromise or fear. You might be asked to deliver a message you never dreamed you'd give, or to stand your ground in a confrontation that tests every ounce of your resolve. Yet inexplicably, you rise to each challenge with a poise that shocks onlookers. The spectacle of your calm confounds skeptics who assumed you'd crumble under real pressure. And so the stage is set for the next testimony, one that will echo beyond immediate witnesses, carrying ripples through the tapestry of countless lives. You might share your revelations publicly or work behind the scenes to shift crucial structures. Either way, your life becomes a living sermon, a breathing testament that your alliance with God is not an idle fancy, but a wellspring of unstoppable power. In your presence, jaws keep dropping, hearts keep stirring, and illusions keep falling away like old leaves in a storm. You don't do this for applause, though it may come. You do it because something larger than you, something that pulsed in your spirit since the day you were born, insists on it. You can almost glimpse the final mosaic your acts will form, each brush stroke guided by the subtle hand of the divine. Yet you press onward without needing the full picture, trusting that your readiness will match every demand made of you. Here in this charged pause before you move anew, you inhale the reality that there's no limit to how far this ascension can carry you. This synergy you share with the infinite remains an ever-flowing source, waiting for your continued yes. One more breath, one more step, one more act of obedience, and deeper wonders open up. You feel it in your bones. The next testimony is already stirring in the wings, eager for the moment you step forward to declare it, forging a new chapter in the unstoppable epic of your life.